go. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Cleaning up my desk. I need to actually sanitize them. And I'm starting to clean off another table. Good morning. My typing skills are horrible. Yesterday, I could not I kept misspelling thank you. I know that's so simple, but I had to go back and correct some things today. Um, so it's Sunday, 1 week away from Mother's Day, and I didn't even notice that until I was reading the paper. My alarm when it wakes me up, it likes to say like fun facts of like what events are happening today or celebrations that are upcoming, and it had that. Also, not to get dark and gloomy, uh, my heart right now is in for Allen, Texas, and I'm thinking positive thoughts, and I'm watching it closely, and I'm shocked. It's crazy because I generally don't watch the news because every day there's something that can make your heart break. But at the same time, when you don't watch the news, you don't know what the news is going on around you. It's like a catch 22. Like we need to be informed, um, but at the same time, you don't want to. Today, I had a friend that who shops at that particular outlet mall all the time with her husband and her child, messaged me that about it, and then immediately I started googling it, and yeah, I haven't even told my husband he's going to go get tires right now because the front two tires of our SUV are bald, but they're so he made an appointment to go get that in an oil change. So I was like, let him just be content while he's getting this stuff done. My kids are asleep, I think. The Loki is asleep on the couch. And I'm pretty sure Roxy likes to sleep on the stairs. Like she likes to sleep on this our stairs go straight up, but then it does a corner, 2 steps to get onto the bedroom level, and she likes to sleep on that little corner spot on her back. Roxy's a complicated creature. um so today I am going to be good morning. Oh, today I'm going to be doing a Ora Rosa tester bag that making the bag first today, and then I'm going to film it tomorrow. It doesn't look overly complicated. With that being said, there is a math section, and you might have some math flashbacks to when you were in primary school or middle school where you're having to do some math on one page. So don't freak out. I'll walk you through that because immediately when I seen it, I was like, oh no, this is what my kids do. I don't want to do it. But the outcome of the bag, the notion is really cool. So I'm going to do that first, and once I'm done with that, I will pick out all the materials that I'm going to use to film tomorrow, and then start on another strike project. I think I'm going to make the making backpack from Noodlehead. That is one of my to go to backpacks because that bag always sells for me, especially the mini version. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just looking at and eyeballing patterns right now that I would like to sew. I don't know if you guys seen the new Country Cow bag pattern that's a collaboration with Bedhog. It is this really wicked cute tote that folds down and has loops and holes and all these pockets for people that knit or crochet. And I know that that's a weird market, but I want to say something. Every time I'm at a con, whether it's Awesome Con, AutoCon, whatever con, I always have at least five, at the very minimum, five people asking me, do I have any crochet bags or knitting bags? And this makes me happy because I can make it with nerdy fabric and nerdy cool fabric on the outside. And you can do something a little bit different where you can, if it's directional, you can flip it. So when it's pulled down, it's like the right size, right, like going the right direction. So I'm kind of excited about that pattern. I'm going to probably get it this week, sometime this week. I try not to get patterns on days that I'm working, because what happens is I totally have a squirrel moment and I veer to the new pattern when I'm supposed to be focusing on this other one. So I have a couple projects I need to finish, and then I'm going to purchase that and make some, because I'm really excited about it. Amy makes really good patterns. She's the one that did the last time I did a collaboration with Bedhawk for the Ojima bag. And we all know, you all see how many times I made that bag. I think I made it over 100 times. It's a phenomenal bag. It sells because it's like the perfect size, and people are attracted to that, the look of it. So yeah, there is that. And sweeping and cleaning and folding. So I have a pile of vinyl that I've used for the past 4 days, and now I need to like fold it or roll it and put all that stuff away so I can have a clean palette for Monday. That's pretty much all I'm doing today. The kids are going to, my nephew's birthday was on Cinco de Mayo, and they're having a birthday party today, and I will have the house to myself for like 4 hours, and I'm excited about this. I'm super excited because the thing is, Loki doesn't act crazy unless the kids are home. Then he wants them to play. He's like chill out. He'll lay on like lay by me on a pillow down here and just he's chill. And then they just let me know they need anything. Like he'll go upstairs and, like I said, bring a dish if he's like it's empty. I need to eat. Come on, human. And then oh, Nicole Sonar came out with a video yesterday that could be tremendously helpful for anyone who sells at conventions, bazaars, craft shows. Definitely go over to her Sonar's channel. She came out with how to print out barcodes through Square Retail. I use Square Retail and Square when I'm at these conventions, and I can load up my inventory from Etsy onto the page. So I know I don't oversell something. If the price tag mysteriously pops off, my kids can recognize the bag and say, well, this bag is this much. And they press the picture and charge them that amount, right? I had no idea you can do barcodes. And it's kind of genius. She uses her like a business card that explains everything about Quark. And then she throws the barcode on it and like slips it in her wallet. And this barcode will also generate how much is the price point of the bag is. So I'm used to putting like little stickers or writing down in hand. It just gives it a little bit more professional look, and it's a free thing you can do through Square Retail, but only certain printers print the receipt. I have like a small I have a Rolo and I have a small little label maker, but that label maker unfortunately does not go work with that. But it made me start venturing out to see what other apparatus does this. Can I generate barcodes through Etsy? And the weird thing is you can. When you're making a listing, it says it asks you if you want to create a barcode for it. So it's just something to think about, just like one-upping to give it a little bit more professional feel, especially if you're selling. It might draw people in even more, seeing how organized you are. And I think I'm going to do it, and I might be stressed out the week after the weekend after I come back from the retreat over at Sandra's at sewing the Sewing Gardener. After that retreat, I think I am prepping to pack everything up for AwesomeCon. And I think what I'm going to do is do the barcodes and see how it works out, and then I'll report back. But yes, if you have Etsy sellers and you make a listing, they do ask if you want a barcode. And I'm wondering if I can generate it through my label maker, and that will make my life a whole lot easier, because I usually list everything on Etsy as it is, and I can just bag and tag, because that's what I usually do. I have one day where I bag and tag. It's a very stressful day. It's a day that everybody in the house doesn't want to be around me, because I'm hyper focused on writing out a description, how much, if it's faux leather, leather, cork, waterproof canvas, wax canvas on each bag, because people ask that, like they'll look at this bag and they'll be like, ooh, this is a really nice bag, what does this have on it? And I'll be able to describe everything because I write it down on a card and I tie it to my bag before I sell it. And I bring anywhere from 75 to 125 bags. That does not include like little pouches or key fobs, because I don't usually put tags on those. They're in a bin that'd be like, oh, two for $10 or whatever. But for the bigger bags that have some kind of price code on it, I usually write it down so that way it's a talking point if somebody's interested in it. I'm so sleepy still. I need coffee. And I hear my oldest is up. I'm going to ask her to make me some coffee. Faith makes really good coffee. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do today is test. And then once I'm done with testing, trying to make that one more strike, and I'll be done with that. And then there's some other strikes that I just received on Saturday from a different group. And oh my God, they're so cute. They're Studio Ghibli, and I'm just like, my heart is going to burst. Good morning. So yeah, that's it. Test, prep for a video tomorrow for the test bag from Aura Roseman that I'm doing today. And then making a bag from Needlehead. That's, again, one of my staple bags, because that and like Ojima and the 80% Betty Bowler, I can make multiple in one day, in one sitting, because I don't need to look at directions. I don't need to know measurements. I don't need to know anything. It's just, it's there. I love Studio Ghibli too. I can't tell you who the designer is just yet, but they did a phenomenal job, and I got it yesterday and my mind was blown. It's something a little bit different. I love unique I love unique prints that have like a different spin on it. And they did a really good job. I like so the other ones are just like, if you go into Alchemax, you can kind of see what prints are coming out. I had got a Miles Morales one. Olivia showed the print sneaks yesterday on her Facebook group. And I got to tell you, I made this Miles Morales bag yesterday. And I am so hyped up for this bag to show you guys when the round is open. I am so unbelievably hyped. I can't believe I made that bag. Like, I'm really happy. I didn't get to do initially what I wanted to do with it because I couldn't find my templates, because I wanted to make it into a mini bag. But I kid you not, I spent 2 hours looking for these templates. Now, I know that seems like, Shinova, how many templates you have. I put it in a certain location and it's just gone. I have no idea where this template is. And so I was trying to print the actual pattern, just use the pattern piece. And again, Kindle and the kids are gone. So the printer was like, guess what? I'm not going to print for you. I'm going to make all these R2D2 sounds for like 2 hours, and I'm not going to print. And the Kindle was like, everything's in there. All you got to do hit is this button. I did hit that button. I hit that button 25 times. Okay. So there's that. And then the other print I got is Nightmare Before Christmas. And you guys already know that is like my favorite cartoon animated movie. So I think I might make that into a making it bag, like into a really, really cool detailed making it bag. So I think I have all the components to make it super whimsical, and I'm excited about it. That's the one thing about that making a bag, is you can really do a lot of little modifications to make it perfect. Yeah, I hate all my printers. The only printer that I liked, it died and it was really expensive, was this Canon printer that the ink would always go out. And I love that printer. It did everything I needed. Like if I made a pattern piece for my the Patreons, I was able to scan it in, make it a PDF, and call it a day. This other printer, it weighs more than probably Faith, and it does not work for me. Good morning. So yes, look at Nicole's from Sonar's video if you are selling or doing craft shows or anything. She has a really good mini tutorial on how you can use barcodes through Square Retail. And if you have Etsy, just keep in mind that when you're making your listing, you can create barcodes. Um, I mean, the only reason why that triggered my memory was her video. I'm like, oh, I just made a listing for a bag yesterday, and it asked me, do you want to generate a barcode? And I was like, no, but now I'm going to play around with that and see how I can print those out. So that is it. Testing and making a strike bag, and that's all I'm doing today. And then taking my Mary butt to sleep. Probably doing a deep conditioner. Deep conditioner Sunday is like a ritual in my house. Oh, you definitely can, but you don't have to. I know that I would love to try a featherweight, but I know I believe all the sewing machines are included in the Sewing Gardener. Don't quote me, but I believe she does because she actually has a classroom setting, which I'm really excited about this. I'm excited. I'm like, Kendall thinks it's the silliest thing. I'm the most excited about being around like everybody in the sewing world that I talk to on a day-to-day basis through Captain Logs or Facebook, but I'm also really excited to go shopping with other sewists. I've never done that. Like, don't get me wrong, so magical, it's like that. So we get to go to each booth, but like something that where we're going outside of the classroom, like a literal field trip and going to Tandy Leathers makes me so excited. I've never been to Tandy's Leathers with anyone that sews before. So why am I amped up about that? So today I use different deep conditioners. Right now, what I'm in love with is Mark Anthony Strong Hair. His mousse is my favorite. Everyone always thinks I do all these products after I do a deep conditioning, and no, I just either use a gel or a mousse, and that's how my curls usually stay. Um, I'm using Mark Anthony Stay Strong, and it smells really good. You only have to have it in for 15 minutes, and I can feel the difference as soon as it rinses off. It's really soft and moisture. Like it's really cool. But I use so many different ones. Like I'm a hair product junkie. If it's not getting sewing stuff, it is getting hair products to find my perfect mix of what I like. And some things I like a lot of, but they're too expensive. Like I like patterns from Tracy Ellis. I tell everyone too, if you're able to afford it, her gel and her deep conditioner is amazing. And same with her leave-in conditioner. It's just on the higher price point. So how I usually get it is I go to TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx sells like like other higher end brands, but at their prices for whatever the reason. The reason may be that inexpensive. So I usually get it there, and I get a lot of my hair products from TJ Maxx. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Christine. Yes. Okay. My mom did that. I don't like mayonnaise because of that. So my mom, when I was little, because I've had a lot of hair, they used to do the mayonnaise hair treatment on me, put my hair in cellophane, and they will tell me to go play. And then I would smell like an egg sandwich like all day to the point where I don't like eggs and I don't like mayonnaise because of it. Does it work? 100%. But yeah, I had that a lot. Olive oil treatments. My mom was really into putting food products in my hair. I, I think that's why but it's not a bad thing because that's the reason why I deep condition as an adult. I have a lot of hair, and I make my kids do it too. Like last night, there's a mom and pop shop out here that makes natural hair products, and they put it in these little cute cartons that you squeeze. Um, so I did Hope because Hope's hair was out in her two little buns with all her little curls coming down. So I like got a spray bottle and I start like, deep condition her hair, throw a cap on it. And when she wakes up, she basically just needs to shampoo, and she already had a deep conditioner for 12 hours. But yes, deep conditioning is real in my house. Like when everybody, as soon as they hear it's deep conditioning, they'll be like, yeah, I wash my hair on Sunday and I deep condition on Sunday. And then I'll have kids underneath the dryer, underneath the steamer. It's a thing. Yes, I'm telling you that I try to tell everyone if you want expensive hair products, go to TJ Maxx. I don't know. They always have something. I'm willing to try other things. There's some things I don't try. I don't usually get something that's heavily have coconut or heavy proteins in it because my hair's protein sensitive, and same with my girls. So like usually they use coconut, like coconut weighs down Faith's hair like you have never seen. Like it looks sad and droopy. So like you just gotta mix it up to see what's good. There's not one product that all three of our hair likes though, not one. So we just mix it up. It's deep conditioning week, and they know what's up. Like they'll start detangling their own hair. And Kendall's so sweet because he'll wash everyone's hair. Like he'll be like, "Let's go." Like he goes in the sink and he's washing their hair. They'll go underneath the dryer. They'll rinse out and then style as needed. Yeah, Ken and Kendall can use shea butter. Us three can't use it. I usually use like a light oil from Way, O Ouia, Way. I use their light oil and it smells so much. The smell of that is like it doesn't make your hair smell like it, but just while it's in your hand, it's amazing. And I put that on after we actually diffuse. So I found out for me and my daughters, if we deep condition and then rinse out and then immediately put whatever styling product and diffuse and then put the oil, then our hair stays with well definitions for like a week. And they are able to get a lot of body and movement and do whatever they want to do. Yeah, me and I don't even like Kendall uses shea butter like on everything. Like remember how like who was it? Was it Emerald Lagasse, the one that was like olive oil and this, olive oil and that? That's Kendall with shea butter. Like he that is his holy grail. And I'll be like, no. No. Maybe on my feet. There you go. Oh, speaking about olive oil, did you guys see that Starbucks has a drink with olive oil and it's cold? I had so many questions. So I start watching TikTok because we all know that like if olive oil gets cold, it solidifies and floats up to whatever. And people are like, there's a mixing in Seattle. They're like, yeah, it's so good. And then the other people are like, it's gross. It's like really gross. And I just didn't, I'm like, why? First of all, if you're going to have to do this, wouldn't you want to put it in a hot drink? Because it's like melted at that point. But the thought of like having a shot of olive oil in my coffee is seriously disturbing to me. If you're to use the oil, why not coconut oil? I'm just throwing that out there. Why olive oil? Olive oil is on the savory side. They don't make, I don't know any candies that are made with olive oil. So, but there is candies that are made with coconut oil. It has savory, but it also has sweet. Why olive oil? Yeah, you guys need to, you need to, you guys need to try this. It's not in every state. And if it's not in your state, Google olive oil and Starbucks. And you're welcome because I have so many. It's called something like olive Anita or something like that. It is literally a shot of olive oil in this cold drink. And then like they have tons of commercials for it. Like this is the best drink ever. It's super healthy for you. And I'm just like a shot of olive oil is in my coffee. Yeah, Kelly, that's how I feel right now. You can make cakes with olive oil, you're 100%, but you usually cook it in, and so it becomes a part of the ingredients. They're just making coffee and putting a shot of olive oil in it, and it's cold coffee. There's out of the 3 drinks they have, the 2 are cold and 1 is hot. If I was going to try this, I would automatically try the hot coffee because if I see olive oil floating to the top like a layer of fat, I'm not drinking it. I want my money back, and I might never buy from your shop again because I'm scarred for life now because I didn't know. I mean, I give them props that they're always consistently coming up with some new beverages, which is good for us so that we're not getting the same flat white or the same Americano. But the olive oil thing threw me off. I'm like, use coconut oil. I mean, what? Teresa, what? See, I love coffee so much that I can drink it black with nothing in it. I like the flavor of it. Like I treat coffee like it's a wine. I don't know. I love coffee. Do I like a frappuccino or a mochaccino? Heck yeah. I love espresso. So you throw anything with espresso in it, I'm like, yes, I'm good for like 5 hours. But I'm still thrown off. Would you try a drink? Would you try a Starbucks drink? Let's say if, even if it was like a hot chocolate, if someone put some olive oil in it for you. Like if you were giving me hot chocolate and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put an oil, my mind would immediately go to coconut oil, not olive oil. And it could be because of the what we were talking about earlier, deep conditioning. Besides having mayonnaise in my hair, I used to have so much olive oil in my hair that I know what it feels like for olive oil to burn your eyes. Okay. Like, um, it's a big thing. They use it in a lot of hair, like even natural hair products, because it coats and seals the shaft of your hair really nice. So I guess maybe anything that someone will put in my hair, I don't associate food or beverage with because it would gross me out. Maybe it's me, but I still feel like if I was going to drink this, I would want it in a hot coffee and I would try to ask them to even put coconut oil, even though I'm allergic to coconut. Okay. Can you imagine you're just sitting there with your friend? Because like if you're going to Starbucks with me, we're going to be talking. So your coffee is going to start get melted. We're going to be talking, and can you imagine as you're drinking your mocha latte, all of a sudden like you see a layer of green film rise above the coffee? Like, no, sir, no, hard pass. So yeah, that's what I learned about the news yesterday. I was so engrossed with it that I started looking at rail videos and stuff like that. And it's a great divide. Some people say it's the best thing ever. I think salad, but that's just me. And then there's other people like, why did I buy this? Why is this a thing? Oh, no, no. Like, oh, here's your passion fruit tea with some olive oil. Why? Why? Like, no. Mm-mm. I love the passion fruit tea at I like Teavana too. You give me some tea and I'm happy too. Normally if I go to Starbucks like around this time, I'll grab a drink of some sort and then I will like to grab one of their fruity teas so I can have later on in the day. Yes, apple cider vinegar I use also in my hair. So here's the thing. If I use it in my hair, I don't use it generally in food. But apple cider vinegar is a very different thing for me because I use it in my face masks too, the clay ones. Um, it works really good. I've been using it forever. I don't know. I like the way it feels on your face with the clay. It makes it warm. It's a weird thing. But I also have used apple cider vinegar, just like having a shot of it in the morning when you're sick. It's good for puppies too. Like whomever someone of you guys told me about making apple cider vinegar and mix it with water with Loki because he couldn't take a bath. It took away his smell. Like he smelled good. Like you wanted to snuggle with him. And you're like, you were so stinky before. And his coat was like on fleek. It was bling, 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 shining everywhere. And it made me remember that's why I use apple cider vinegar every now and again in a deep conditioning treatment because it removes buildup off of your scalp. It also makes your it like restricts it helps your blood vessels like pump more blood to your head, which is optimal for hair growth and just having circulation over there. And having like that tea tree or the apple cider vinegar is actually beneficial for people that have migraines because you have more blood flow pumping up to your head at that point. But yes, I guess that's the one thing that I could probably have to eat and have it on hair or other things. But yes, straight vinegar, no. Apple cider vinegar, yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can see butter. Okay. I see butter because I see the guys that work out and drink coffee, instead of putting milk or sugar, they'll put like a stick of butter. And I can get that because it's savory, right? I don't know. And like I think butter, I think cream, it runs, it runs. But olive oil, yeah, butter and coffee is a huge thing. I haven't tried it, but I don't think it would be bad because I think it would feel like a heavy cream. Oh yeah, that's potato salad sounds good now. I'm thinking about potato salad now. Hmm. You know what's really weird? I like the oatmeal infused nitro drinks. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I'm not a huge fan of oatmeal. That's a long story for another day. Um, but it's really, really good. The oat milk one is really good. Oh wow, I didn't know you can do that. I don't know if Loki would take that though. Loki would probably look at me like he stick his tongue and be like, "Why?" He got bit by his bee for the first time yesterday. See, the reason why my family is really surprised by this, if you were to come into my house and then we're sitting on the sitting outside, Loki he hunts, he attacks things. He there's I told you there's an him and his detente with this owl, and he hates his woodpecker that's on this other tree, and I see him going after squirrels. He has killed so many birds in mid-flight and bring him like to my footstep, and I'm like, I appreciate the present. Where's my gloves? Like, um, so he's a hunter naturally, and we knew that when the cicadas came out because he would eat them and bring them in the house, and we would have wings all over our house. Super gross. But yesterday, Hope was outside with him and like sitting on the new on the steps, and Loki kept going after a bumblebee. I normally see him go, but he'll stop. He's never got bit by it. Why did this puppy get bit in the tongue? Because he captured it, and then all of a sudden you hear because he got bit on his tongue. But the funny, it's not funny, but the funniest part of this was when Hope seen the bee go in his mouth. She was like, "I'm out of here. I'm not getting." She goes back in the house, closes the door, and then she opens it when she sees the bee visibly going out of Loki's mouth, and makes him come in. She's looking at his tongue. That dog is like days of entertainment. Like you, you could have no TV, no cell phone service, and Loki is just pure entertainment because he does the weirdest things. Like our when the electrician came into the house the first time, Loki's in his cage. He's barking at him. I forgot to bird cage him with like putting a blanket over it. He's barking at him, but he's full fledged wagging his tail, and he was like the electrician was like, that is giving me mixed messages, and I was like, I don't know what to do with him. Apparently, I've never seen his hackles up. He barely growls. Like when he does, we continually trying to make him growl because it's such a rare sound. He usually just makes his bird calls when he wants his dad or if he wants like attention. Like he sounds like a baby bird. This 100 plus pound dog sounds like a baby bird, but he doesn't make any really sounds except a big boy bark if he hears someone. But again, he wags his tail when he's doing that, and you're just like, just super entertaining. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is about birds and puppies. Like, well, I okay, so I don't see Roxy going after that. Roxy like likes ground stuff. Like she would come home with crickets, praying mantis, and you're just like, okay, I like she does ground stuff. But Loki is like, let me see if I can parquet onto the roof and get this. This dog jumps onto anything and everything. When I'm saying parkour, like I'm literally not playing. Like he walks on the behind of the couch like he is a freaking jungle cat, and you're just like, I am so confused right now. He's very entertaining. Yeah, I think all dogs are hunters, and it's just depending on if they have the time and um I don't know. Loki's a hunter, 100%. And I used to think Roxy was, but Roxy, like I said, she hunts like low stuff, and she can she could track someone that's moving towards our house like I've never seen before. Like I'm afraid for that person. Like I want to yell out, run! Like she tracks them, like, and she gets lower and lower to the ground, and her hackles go up more and more, where we say she full fledged has a mohawk. And I just want to be like, run, run, because she's a hunter, but she's a protector, and she's good at tracking. I do think that her vision's starting to go a little bit. I told Kendall, I asked the vet, and there's not really much that we can do until like it progressively gets worse. But I've seen her walk into walls, or like she'll bark at someone or something in the house, and there's nothing in the house, and then I'm freaking out. I'm like, do I have a ghost in my house? Because why are you barking at this one area? But I do think her vision is gradually just it's demising a little bit, and she's going to be 8. So, I mean, we kind of do it. Her hip like kind of hurt this week, and Kendall had to like massage it out, and she kind of was like sluggish for 2 days. She had hip issues ever since we got her. We got her at a puppy palooza. Basically, Roxy's mom is a Rottweiler. We don't know what the other one, her dad is, but Hope thinks it's a beagle. And her mom was a fighting dog. So as soon as she gave birth to the puppies, they euthanized her mom. And then when the puppies were 6 weeks, I'm going to say this again. When the mom's puppies are 6 weeks, they put all the puppies under to a spade at 6 weeks, knowing the fact that 1 out of 5 will pass away. So we got Roxy at 8 weeks, and she had hip problems from the beginning. And the vet said it's because she was spayed at such a young age, that she would have complications. So she does have like little things that are interesting. Like she has a pouch that she's had forever, and that's because of complications from being spayed, and her hip. So she is a weird dog. She's not the best walker. She drags you. She tries to drag you. She's not the best walker. She's kind of aggressive. And I think I never really thought of her as aggressive until we got Loki, who is like Marmaduke and Scooby-Doo all in one. Like he's just, like I said, he'll bark at you and wag his tail. And you're like, okay, buddy. And he'll just be like, oh my God, I love you. I think he would lick a robber to death. Like, I have no faith in this dog if someone broke it. Okay. I have faith that Roxy will do something. But yeah, it just Roxy's an interesting dog. That's Kendall's dog. That dog will do backflips as soon as he drives in. He could be gone for 5 minutes, and it's like the sun and the moon comes from Kendall. That's Roxy's his dog 100%. Yeah, it's not a ghost. She's seeing things, okay? Let's not freak out, Shinova, when I'm by myself. Yeah, by your bed. No, I was watching Kittenish Behavior, and this was a couple years ago. She did one of her waffles, and her cat decided to bring the mouse into the bed and lay it on the pillow next to her. And I'm like, if Loki did that, we could be friends for like a cool 3 days. No. But my friends in Arizona, her pit bull likes to find tarantulas and leave them as present in her younger son's room, and he's 2. And I'm like, oh my God. How many tarantulas do you have in your house, Michelle? That's what Oh, I never even thought about dementia. There's things that she's reverting back to, like she's having accidents again. Um, but we also know that that could be a part of her botch, spaying, hips. But the thing is, the only thing that kind of grates on my nerves, I have noise sensitivity. I don't like repetitive sounds. I don't like high pitch and high frequency sounds. Um, Roxy, and the only way I can do it is if I show it. Roxy, I swear to you, as soon as Kendall turns into our street and slowly starts parking, she barks nonstop until he walks in. And even when he's in, she's still barking. You hear all of us yelling Roxy in different things, and her barking repetitively nonstop is getting progressively worse. When she was a barker, but not like to the point where it's like nonstop. Like, it's crazy. I never thought about checking her for dementia. Um, oh my God, that has to be. I mean, I don't like. I had my abuelita had it, and it like literally broke me. I can't imagine Roxy. that would destroy me. I'm not gonna even lie. Probably destroy Kendall. Yeah, I think Roxy's gonna live a long time. I noticed smaller breed dogs live longer than uh larger breed dogs, which sucks because every time I think of that and I think of Loki, if somebody was like, "You have 5 more years with him," I would be like devastated. I don't even know if I would be able to function. Yeah, her has got louder and it's more consistent. Like if it was a person singing a note, you'll be like, "Take a breath, take a breath." Like it's consistent. And the thing is that we tried that the collar that beeps, like don't do this, or like the vibration, and she still will keep going. Um yeah, it just progressively got worse this past year, and to the point where I thought it was just me, but when the kids were like, "Roxy, you got to stop." Or if she thinks she heard someone knock at the door, she will keep on barking, barking, barking until you open up the door, and she wasn't like this a year ago. The plus side is that when we got Loki, she started acting like a puppy again. So she wasn't just trying to lay around and do anything. No, she's playing tug of war, she's bouncing around, and that makes us happy because, the more movement, the more you feel that they're being young. But the barking is the only thing that has got progressively worse. And her walking into walls or something. Like I literally turn on the hallway light for her if we're going upstairs. Because I could tell her vision's going. But they already told us when we got her that there's going to be tons of complications because of her being um having been spayed so young and put under so young, that there could be tons of complications. And we always knew about one of her hips, and now it's just like a lot of things are coming in play, like her having accidents again. And she hasn't, like, the one thing that I'm good at potty training, I'm really good at potty training puppies. Like my puppies, like after 4 months, no one ever, the puppies don't have accidents anymore. Um, so it's interesting. She hasn't had an accident since she was 4 months, and now it's progressively like she peed on the stairs, mom. She peed on this, and it's just like, okay, do I put a diaper on her? And I can't, because then we have Loki. Loki, if you have a blanket, if you have anything furry, if you have anything like that's a stuffed animal, he is going to go after it. Like it's to the point where my Hope doesn't even wear her furry robe around the house because he like Loki is obsessed with anything furry. Like, it's bad. Like if you have furry slippers on, he's trying to take them off. Like it's bad. Yeah, I already know. I don't know. They say it's in Baltimore. Baltimore has a different rules and regulations than everybody else in any other county, because Baltimore has one of the biggest fighting rings. One of the biggest fighting dog rings. Not like Florida. But come on, that's a spade to spade. Florida has like all the weird animals there and things that you can't get anywhere else in the world except for Florida. But Baltimore has one of the biggest rings. And after that guy that was a football player and that lived out in Baltimore, and they found his ring, the more they had more undercover people come under a thing, and we're listed like number 2 or something in America with the worst fighting rings for dogs. So with that being said, when they rescue a dog or they get a dog and this is a fighting dog and there's no redemption, they have to put it down because it's bit someone. If they're pregnant, they will literally give birth, they will do like a C-section to the dog and put the dog under, take the puppies and just euthanize the dog. Um, and then they'll keep the puppies for up to 6 weeks, and then they do spay and neuter, and they know full fledged that one's going to pass away. If you look up Puppy Palooza in the East Coast, they inform you ahead of time before you get a puppy that this is what's happened to this dog. Roxy's a good dog though. She's super smart. She's really pretty. She she has a different relationship with each one of my kids. She's a good girl. I'm just starting to notice certain things that are reverting backwards, and I don't know if it's like just her reverting or is it her getting older. Yeah, it is. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, Baltimore is so weird with dogs. Like when we were talking about For Loki, they recommend not spading or neutering him until after he turned 2. And that's how it is in our county. But Baltimore's a whole different world. So it's a very interesting thing. Like in California, you're not supposed to spade or neuter until they have to be 6 months. But yeah, she was 6 weeks, we got her at 8 weeks, and she was already spayed, neutered, and chipped. And we're just like, holy crap, that's pretty traumatic. That she's a baby. She hasn't even been on the world for 2 months. Yeah, the dog fighting rings out here are real. It's something that, like, the a foundation I want to give back to is Kendall works with a well, Kendall, I told you guys he's in management of a lot of different businesses within Maryland, and one of the people that work in the business and have their own practice is a person that rescues dogs. And she spends so much money on rescuing dogs, and that's what I want to give back to, because it's easy to try to give to a charity for dogs or whatever, but rescuing dogs, like separate dog parents that foster dogs, that's where I want to give money to, because seriously, I can never foster a dog. I would just keep every single one of them. That's why I can't foster a kid, because I would just wind up trying to adopt them. And if they go back to their mom, I would be devastated. And then Kendall's trying to put me in a stand saddle because I'm seriously depressed or something. I'm telling you, this is how it's going to go. I get attached to things and people. So I couldn't just have a dog for like 6 months and then give them to his forever home. So people that are able to do that and go through those emotions, because there's no way in Hades you could tell me that you're not going through an attachment to that dog. That's what I want to give back to smaller places who foster dogs, because that is their magic. They are strong and they have a big heart. I just I can't see, I would, no matter the dog was, I would just want to keep it. So Kindle Works is one, that's who I want to start giving back to. And this month, like a portion of all my sales, I would like to um give to her, because she fosters dogs. She has to get special food if the dog needs special food. If it's a puppy, like a baby puppy that's under 6 weeks, she has to get the formula, the blankets, sleep, staying up in the middle of the night, making sure the dog is okay and breathing, keeping him warm. Like there's so many things that they do, and they don't get paid for all of that. So it just, and I like dogs, all team dogs. I'm trying to make Loki like a sewing room pup. He just keeps eating anything that's furry, though. So- oh wow. New Moxie does give back, and I like that. That's what I told you. Like I love buying DHL 2010 light and heavy from Catherine, because it gives back to lupus. So we see, we don't think our dollars matter, and they do. If we start just giving to people and buying from people that give back, it means tremendous numbers. Like look at Lauren Mormino. Like every time there sells from all her proceeds from her fabric, she on her prep on her fabric page, she tells you what they're going to, what every month she does a different foundation, and it helps. Alexis does the same thing for Rosa. She'll have a launch, and a percentage of all her sales will go to whatever place that she wants to give back to. I love when they people do that, because it makes me feel happy that I purchased from you, because that means that even though it's a small amount that's of my money that's going towards this foundation, it's something, you know, it's definitely something. Yeah, and everyone, you can't fall asleep on New Moxie. We all say that in here. Don't fall asleep on New Moxie. um, and I am going to again bribe my oldest to see if she'll make me a cup of coffee and start working. And I hope everybody has a really good Sunday and you're very able to sew. They'll be awesome. And think happy thoughts and stay safe today, okay? Talk to you later. Bye. Faithy!